T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Den Show. I am your resident squirrel, and here we have Houston along for the ride. Today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about how to prepare for a MILSIM, as long as just some general how we run our plate carriers and rigs, and just some tips on how best to do it for you guys. So, yeah.
And what to put in your bag.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Before we get started, I just want to make sure everything is running. If people can give me a holla in the chat if things look good and sound good before we get too far into it.
It's looking like 16 seconds on the Facebook, 13 seconds till they're live. I got nothing on YouTube yet, but it'll be there. Uh, 3 seconds. Oh, why is it giving me captions? I don't need captions, bro. All right.
Looks like I might be having some bandwidth issues. Stand by, air buddy.
I don't think they can even hear us yet, to be honest. We're still in delay. Yeah, you just now started talking. Hear me.
All right, everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody out there?
I mean, I can.
I just want to get somebody's
Here, let me drop comments.
positive. Yeah, from my view, it looks like it's like stuttering a lot. People, is it stuttering? Stand
We gotta
by,
wait for that
everybody.
30-second delay.
Stand by, everybody.
All right.
Let me know what y'all are seeing and hearing and all that good stuff.
Luke says yes.
Yes, what?
Luke says yes.
Derek says good.
And good here from Derek Moore.
LMB,
Yep,
guys
and we're
over on
live
YouTube.
on YouTube as well.
Y'all over on YouTube.
Yep, I'm connecting to the live chat right now. Oh yeah, yeah, it looks all right. We're in delay.
All right, as long as it's working.
It's still choppy.
Is it, or is it just us that are like seeing it as choppy? Is it choppy for you guys? What's it look like out there?
I'm seeing it as choppy on YouTube.
I think
it's you. I look great.
Well, you can't.
Jimmy can hear us.
You can't look great if
I'm watching on
if
the
I'm
monitor.
not looking great. Like if it's
Wow.
live. Well,
I don't
because
know, maybe my
I'm the
TV
one-
is small enough.
Yeah, my bandwidth.
You're the one pushing it.
I'm having
Yeah.
bandwidth issues. Be right back, guys.
Well, quit streaming stuff upstairs.
No, I'm not, but Sally's stealing some bandwidth. Houston, keep the crowd warm. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll keep them warm. So, I love everybody that's saying love you. Yeah, you guys have been good. Yeah, YouTube seems to be all right. I think he's just having like a bandwidth issue because I'm watching myself in front of me, which is like 30 seconds ahead of you guys on the monitor. And I mean, I look great. My background looks red. It's black. I bought the comforter. I hung it. I know it's not red. But, oh, hey, you know what we can do while we wait for him? We can just move these into the frame a little better here. We'll just get rid of this little bottle. Hit you with a little bit of Valken Joy right here. You know, for no reason at all. I don't know if can you guys even read this? I don't know if you guys can read this. 10% off Valken.com with cheat code ScottL10. ScottL10. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about, guys. Oh, good. Dad's back.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Facebook's delayed. They're all both a little delayed. We're just wondering if it's coming through Chalpe or not.
Yeah.
It's really trippy, like watching me half a minute after
I just moved
say
my. It looks like it's smoothed up a little bit as far as from what I can see. So, I'll keep track of my bandwidth here. Everything looks good right now.
Yeah, I won't know for another 30 seconds. But
Sally
you
was
look even better on the.
Sally was doing some stuff upstairs and was taking the bandwidth. So, alrighty, everybody, let's.
All right, dope. Let's do stuff.
Cool. Let's get rolling, y'all. So, again, welcome to the Den Show. We're happy to have you here. If you missed out, we are going to talk a little bit about how to prepare for MILSIM, as well as just some general tips and tricks that we've encountered for setting up our gear, and then a little bit into insight into how we personally run our gear. And so if you guys have any questions, make sure to pop them in the chat as we go on. We'll monitor those as close as we can.
Yeah, if you guys pop them up, I can see the YouTube comment thread, but I can only reply to them on the Facebooks. So if you actually want to do a little back and forth when I'm not busy trying to say the right words and avoid saying the wrong ones, you can hit me in the comments on the Facebook stream. And we'll figure it out. I'll try really hard to pay attention. So far, the weather looks good. Scott is the best. I love Scott. It's just us and Daddy. Looking good on Facebook, guys. Love it. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. But I still got Facebook. So if you guys want to get a hold, just throw it on the Facebook comment thingy on the live feed. Let's do stuff.
All right.
Do words.
Cool. Well, we will kick it off. We'll start with loadout stuff, and then we'll kick into because that'll lead into what we do. Actually,
just get rid of all the fun stuff first.
Yeah. So we'll start off with loadout. Plate carriers. So if you're new to airsoft, there are two different setups you can go with. You can go with something like this. This is a plate carrier, or you can go with something like this. And this is a chest rig. There's lots of cool chest rigs. It really depends on your play style, how you run, how many mags you want to run, and all that good stuff. There's a lot of advantage into different ones. So for open plays and that sort of thing, I typically carry just a chest rig. I like to have lightweight when I don't need a bunch of extra gear for MILSIMs. But generally for MILSIMs and any more serious games, this is my rig. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, so I got a little more room to work here. So this is my plate carrier. This is a LBT 6094 slick, a 6094A or B, I think, slick plate carrier.
Can't count that high anyways.
Yeah. This is close to how I have it set up for. We're going to a MILSIM here in March. So go over
brush.
Yes, go over a few highlights here. First here, this is one of my favorite things. This is the Savvy Sniper plate carrier or mounted sling. The nice thing is with this, if you're running around all day with your gun, this sling wraps into the plate carrier straps. That way, when your gun's hanging on it, it's helping distribute the weight of the gun through the whole plate carrier instead of just on a single point where the sling hits your shoulders. Those things are really sweet. They're quick detach and really quick
I
to
have one
adjust
around here somewhere too.
lengths and all that. Yeah, there's quite a few of us who
They're
run them.
especially nice for longer and heavier guns. If you want like a single point, it's a good option because, like you said, it goes all the way through to your back.
Yes.
It's not like it's not choking you from behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Weight
and
distribution.
so it goes all the way down into the plate carrier, and then if you have good pads on your plate carrier, it's very, very comfortable. Next, I'll just kind of work my way down. This is a phone carrier, so for MILSIMs, I like to have like maps and stuff loaded. You can have comms charts, all that stuff on my phone, as well as when I'm out staffing at the field. I like to be able to have my phone easy access. So this is just a little hinged phone holder. My phone velcros here in the front. That way, when I'm wearing the plate carrier, I can look down and be able to see my phone and have it easily accessible. Let's see. This plate carrier, I have the LBT chest panel or panel, add-on panel. I forget, their numbers are weird. Anyway, it gives me 4 built-in mag pouches, and I've got an additional 2 here on front. The one in Tennessee, I'll be running a 7.62 or 308 loadout, so I'll actually have 3. This panel will come out, and I'll have 3 7.62 mags and a few double stacked mag pouches on the front, as well as having some pistol pouches here. On each end of this, my radios are in these pouches here. They're built-in pouches, one on each side. I run the Baofeng UV82 HP radios, and they ran into each one has their own vest-mounted antenna. They wrap up through the plate carrier on both sides and work their way in there. Both radios are hooked into. This is a Invisio X50. This is a military surplus push-talk button. I don't have my in-ears with this, but it's an in-ear system, so I have ears on like actual like earbuds that go in. It gives you good hearing protection as well as comms, and they have hear through, so I can hear what's going on. And the push talk has 2 push talk buttons, so I can address either radio individually. And yeah, I'm working around to the back. Typically I run all Coyote stuff, but I've got some black stuff switched out because we are running a black uniform layout. And got a nice small compact bag. If I'm not running anything HPA, I'll use this nice small backpack because I don't need to carry a ton in my back, and I like having it compact there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see here I've got my hose routed through my plate carrier. I do run a hydro pack for general like open place stuff. I'll carry my hydro pack in there. Oh, I forgot my dangler. So I just discovered the dangler and the dangler pouch.
The magic of the dangle gang or die.
Yes. So my dangler here on the bottom has a nice little inner pocket pouch in there. A few elastic things. You can throw some like grenades or whatever in there. Good for maps. I like to throw my Odin speed loader in there. And then it's got a smaller pouch here on the front with more pouchy things. So it's good to throw your maps and all things that you want to be able to have access to relatively easily that you don't want in your backpack. That's pretty much it for me as far as plate carrier setup goes.
All right.
Pass it over to homeboy over here.
Drag mine up. I just want to make sure we're good here. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna start with my battle belt because I don't want to stand up yet. Battle belt cringe. Beautiful little knockoff here from a sidearm. It's a low mount because, well, you'll see on my plate carrier, like there's not a lot of real estate that's open other than my right flank. So if I were like to the point where if I put anything there, I would have to like turn into one end of a tall Y just to draw my pistol. So that's on there. It's got some nice squish padding, whatever. My dump pouch, 4 out of like 16 M4 mags, and then I keep my pistols up on my chest pretty high so I can still draw them, even if I'm like on my tummy time, tactical tummy time. That's my belt. I mostly run everything green because I'm old, and fight me. I mean, I'll just wear what I want. All right, I'm gonna do it the other way and start with my plate carrier backwards so that my dangle can hang off the front because DGOD, dangle gang or die.
I'm gonna pop in just for a second. Somebody asked a question real quick. How much do plate carriers typically cost?
This is just a 511. What is it, the ATAC or no, the TAC Tech? Adam, I think you went. Are you there? Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the wrong monitor. I think these are like 200, maybe. I don't know. This is back when I got like discounts, so I don't really know. But I mean, you do not have. We have some in the shop. How much are those Falcons? You should have brought one of those.
Falcons are. I want to say those are what, $40-$50. It really depends.
40 or $50.
It depends on whether you're gonna run, if you want a like a real steel plate carrier or if you want an airsoft plate carrier. The airsoft ones are going to be cheaper, and generally they'll do the trick if you're just using it for airsoft.
Not running real plates or anything like that. The stitching is a little less. The material is a lighter material, which means it's not going to hold up as much or as well under like real weight and stuff like that, and harsh edges on your mag pouches and stuff like, or on your magazines might tear up your mag pouches, whatever. But it helps out because you can build, you know, multiple layouts that are pretty much identical, just different colors. So the I'd say anywhere decent, 30 to 300 some dollars.
Yeah, as I say, different money will get you
higher for
different quality. So give an example. If you look at like this plate carrier, I've had this for we looked it up. It was I got it in like 2014, and there's not a torn thread. Like everything, all the mag pulls and stuff are still good.
It's the 7th anniversary of that plate carrier. 7 years today.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow. I just learned that.
Sally that was and that one was, I think I paid like $250. That was like their Valentine's Day 50% off sales. So it really depends on whether you're going for a real steel or an airsoft. So anywhere from 40 to 60 for an airsoft. You can get some airsoft replicas of real steel ones and getting into the $100 to $150 range. And then you can get into the real steel ones, which can be $200 or more.
Yeah, the IATV is like $1,900. Full kitted. So, but I mean, that's not airsoft. Sally says, and I agree, Dangle Gang or Die should be a patch. Subdued OD would be my choice. But yeah, anyways, it's my turn. I run 2 radios. I might not for this event we're going to in March because I am in no way any sort of command. So I might just lean on the next guy to listen to like active orders and marching orders and stuff, and just run my radio for squad. I run the UV5Rs because what happens a lot of times, especially at events with camping, is the night before an event I will do something stupid and break stuff, and it's typically a radio because they're on my back. I decide to get all LARPy and dress the part, and I go to sleep. I'm a back sleeper. I sleep like I'm dead, and I break radio screen. So it's the UV5R, like $20-$25, depending on where and how you get them. Nice folding whip antenna because I don't want to turn to the side to improve my reception. Going around the back, I got a flat pack here with a bladder as well. I run 3 liters because like once I put my carrier on, like anybody that's been to an open player an event at the Den, once I put this on, I don't take it off until I'm getting yelled at to get in the car. The kids need to go eat. So I'd like to fill it once a day and be done. It also houses my HPA tank and regulator. And then I just run that through the same channel as my I run the hydration up over my shoulder, HPA under my armpit, and it usually reaches fine. I don't think I have anything in the small pack because I can't reach it. So like just like tattoos, I don't have any tattoos behind me because it does me no good. Moving around to the right, here's my other radio pouch. Keep having to forget that you guys aren't here with me. It's my other one. It's empty because I like to listen in on the kids so they're not saying swears when they're on their two-way radios. Monkey tail. Monkey tails are cool. Keep it from falling out of stuff. And it's a good way to sling your primary. You just bring your monkey tail around from just above your butt crack, hook it up in the front, and it's a good way to have somewhere to tuck your primary if you're, climbing or just don't want to hold it anymore. Here's that blank flank. Right flank is blank, so I can draw my pistol. Going around to the front. Oh, God, can I do this? Dangle gang or die. Typically my dangler, I'll have like uh-oh stuff, like small band-aids. Ibuprofen's a big one because old. Cold medicine, sting relief, burn cream and gel. Just the simple stuff that I need. Batteries of all sorts. Basically a CVS that I bring with me. That tucks in under my flap. And I got 6 via a double triple on the front as far as M4 mags go. I had a big Savior Systems admin pouch that was sitting up here, and I run it when the one time I refed. I ran it just because it has a fold down table and all that fun stuff. But on running actual mags underneath doesn't work too well. I have to do almost like a backwards thing to draw. Simple admin pouch that everybody has had once or twice. Usually keep my dead rag tucked in there. This is just clipped on because I didn't want to step on it when I was doing this. Single point sling through my shoulder pads, shellback shoulder pads because 511s aren't good enough. I'm old and everything hurts. We have glow stick and an ink stick, so a Sharpie. 2 pistol mags, one of them Adam's stealing here soon. And then, 6 more M4s on the left flank. Top down. Got my earpiece that's stowed there so it doesn't drag when I throw it in and out of Adam's car. I run a chop with an earpiece. So when I'm running dual comms, dual radios, I use the chop for listening and speaking on one channel, the earpiece and micro PTT for the other. My night game or indoor deadlight. And like I said, the shellback shoulder pads. I think that's pretty much it. Foam plates. And then for like MILSIMs or whatever, I'll run plastic plates, especially in the summertime because they're hollow. They just breathe a lot better and they kind of create, you'll see it. Anybody that has a plate carrier knows most of them are built with some kind of channels for airflow. So the firmer plate that you have in there, the better those actually work. But yeah, lots of words. Did Adam die? Adam died. Everything's dead.
I'm still here.
Adam's there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's my plate carrier and my war belt, guys. Battle belt. And then always run an inner belt as well. You need to have one to hold your pants up. Mm-hmm. That one goes high and tight, and then whatever your duty belt setup or war belt, battle belt, pistol belt, whatever, can either sit right on top of that or loose, higher than. When you start wearing too many belts, especially when you have a lot of weight on the outer belt, it's going to start digging into your hips. You'll notice it about an hour in to not even playing. If you are playing at a area of operation where you're not getting driven out on Matt's trailer or the back of a U-Haul, or you're actually humping or hiking out to your fob, you will notice within minutes if your belt is too low or too loose or too tight.
We're gonna jump train.
Mark it with a Sharpie.
jump train just for a second here. A couple people had questions about radios, so just wanted to go over that. As for getting started into radios, I recommend just a normal two-way radio. If you're gonna pick one up off the shelf, the Midland is the brand that I recommend as far as a good starter radio. But yeah, just a two-way radio. I do have to give our mandatory notice for Baofeng radios. While certain of us use Baofeng radios, we do not in any way condone their use on FRS or GMRS channels, as they are not legal to transmit on those channels technically. The only Baofeng radio that is sort of licensed is the UV82C, which is one of the ones I run. But then, even if you're transmitting on the FRS or GMRS channels, so the normal two-way radio channels,
so you have a license.
You're transmitting on a higher power that's allowed with them, whether you have a license or not, unless you're on the GMRS channels. And then if you had then you have to have a license. So, but we all play out in the middle of nowhere, and it's not really an enforced rule. But just to put that disclaimer out there for y'all.
Yep.
Make sure,
better safe than sorry.
Yes. But if you're getting started, I really do recommend just finding yourself, like I said, Midland, or the Motorola's. Stay away from Cobras and some of the really cheap ones.
Not too cheap.
Yeah.
Don't go too cheap.
Like I said, Midland or Motorola are really good choices. Tons of accessories for both of them if you want the headsets or speaker mics or whatever else. Both of those will have plenty of accessories for them.
Yeah, just what you want to watch for, especially if you're running a headset with a commercial or consumer two-way radio, is the headphone or headset jack. They will either have a micro, which is much smaller than normal, or they will have the standard, 3.5 millimeter. Mm-hmm. If you have 3.5 millimeter, you can run any headset through it that's wired. When you start getting into your micros, which are mostly on your, especially your older handsets, that's when you start having an issue where you can pretty much, you can only run the headset they give you, or you're hunting through eBay, Amazon, something for one of those micros or an adapter. But any of the regular consumer two-ways are good.
Biggest note, and this is something that's good to cover here, make sure that wherever your push-to-talk button is, it's somewhere, and your radios are somewhere where it's not going to get bumped. So mine's down here on the bottom, and the push-to-talk buttons are kind of indented in, and they're hard to press. But make sure that if you're running your push-to-talk, a speaker mic or something up on top, make sure it's not going to interfere with your sling, and your sling pushes your button, or your gun pushes your button, because there's nothing more annoying than when you're trying to get a message across on the radio and somebody's got their push-to-talk button held down. So watch the placement of your radios.
You're just basically listening in while somebody sits.
Yes. So watch your position of your radios and watch your position of your push-to-talk buttons. Make sure that you're not hot micing. Before we get into the prep for MILSIM stuff, I'm going to give just a couple minutes if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions
let's
about
catch up on those.
Plate carrier, things that you would wear on your plate carrier? We'll go over some
MILSIM stuff. I do have a little tidbit of info for Damien. First chest rig had me cooking in the summer. Chest rigs are going to be your coolest option. If you mean plate carrier, you can pick some of these up on Amazon for pretty cheap. Walk with me, talk with me here. They're for coolers, but you can still cut them to fit. They're sheets that you freeze, and it'll last a while. These are the cheap ones. They're just some weird water type liquid. If you get the actual gel ones, they'll keep you cooler for longer. But they get hot in the summer. That's why I was saying if you wear a more sturdy insert, if you're wearing inserts in them, fake plates, if you get those hard plastic ones, I know they're hollow, but you know what I mean. They don't fold like foam does. Those will actually keep you cooler in the summer.
All right, any questions before we move on?
Chat.
I can see it. Nobody's posted over there. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to MILSIM prep? Last call for questions. We'll answer them as they pop up. But for now, we'll go ahead and move over into MILSIM prep. So I'll kind of go over a high level of like some things, and then Houston's got some good lists and stuff of things to make sure you pack, and he's got some bags packed to show kind of what he would carry in a MILSIM. So the big things, like you want to focus on when you're going to a MILSIM, and if you're new, MILSIM is in the airsoft industry called a military simulation, and those and so they are usually longer gameplays, like you're out in the field more. You won't get a chance to go back to staging and stuff between games. So you want to make sure to have plenty of supplies.
And water.
Sally is so funny. Don't leave your gun at home. Don't leave your gun at... I've not left my gun at home, I don't think, but I have left my gun at the AO. We were at a MILSIM in Michigan, and I left like 2 HPA guns and my like real steel plate carrier and all my stuff at the AO, and it was sad. But then we made it about, I'd say, a half an hour or so down the road, and managed to turn around. Like they called us, and we turned around and went back and got it. But yeah, so the big things, you want to focus on snacks, water, like James said there. Those are big, and then ammo and reloading supplies. Some depending on your choice of MILSIM event, you may or may not be able to reload on the field. But make sure you bring plenty of extra ammo. If you have grenades, make sure you have extra whatever your grenades take to refill them. Bring snacks, bring water. The biggest thing is bring water. If you're going to a MILSIM,
water.
Buy yourself a Camelback. They're cheap. You can get them cheap on Amazon. You can get them cheap surplus. There's all kinds of ways you can get them cheap. But it's a really easy way to make sure that you're... Yeah, even Walmart has them. But... bring water.
Not Walmart, Wally's. TM. There goes our ad revenue.
Yeah, but bring water. Like it's
nothing will end your fun quicker than dehydration.
Yes.
Cramps are terrible. Rehydrating is terrible, and paying a whole bunch of money to go to this really sweet event where you get to sit and or lay down in between sipping water, because you can't just chug it to rehydrate. Slow sips. It sucks. Don't do it. It's terrible. It's awful. It's bad.
The best rule for a MILSIM, because you gotta like kind of put yourself, whether you're going to one of our MILSIMs and spending the 65 or whatever for one of our MILSIMs, or going to a national MILSIM where you may be spending 165. Remember you want to like make sure, like as we go through some of this stuff, like write out your list, how it applies to you, and then go to a local event and like pack all that stuff, and then when you get out there you can see whatever you forgot or didn't bring and add it to your list. But like the best thing to remember is the good old 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So count on like bring a backup for everything. Like that's socks. Bring extra socks. Bring extra BDUs. Bring an extra gun. Bring extra radio. Like when you go to one of those events, bring. If you don't have a backup, you don't have enough, and you need to make sure you grab yourself a backup. But with Brent, yes, you can use a backpack. For our MILSIM.
Yeah, I was messaging him back because that's the second time he asked.
Yeah, so backpack's fine. You can wear... I mean, we're really casual with ours. With the exception of Shattered Union, most of our events are pretty chill, even if you don't have the right camouflage. Shattered Union, we'll be posting our player packet on that with the update, the rest of the information. But that one is a little more strict. But just... watch whatever MILSIM you go, you should be able to see their player packet, and they'll kind of give you some guidelines of what you should have. With all that being said, I'm gonna give it over to Houston. He's gonna go through kind of more in detail.
Let me grab a backpack.
Yeah, he's gonna go through some stuff and
and another thing, like Adam was saying, we obviously have the smaller MILSIMs or the MILSIM light events at the field. Those are a good thing. Those are a good place or a good time to forget things and then realize it after the fact, because you'd rather forget it at one of these smaller MILSIM light kind of events and then remember it for the big time. All right, I'm going to start with this one because it's light, and once I move it, I can airsoft militia, and once I move it, I can fit my big backpack around my big body. I do 2 bags minimum, and then I usually have like a sling pack that I'll walk around, like the hotel or when we tour the AO or what have you. So this is kind of what I would do for like at like a 24-hour game, not even a full weekend, because I need all this stuff. All right, first bag, it's just Condor Hydration Plus. This middle area zips open and gives you about that much more space. This will have, I have hydration on my plate carrier, which is always on me. And then I have this, has kind of like the worst quality bite valve in the world. So it's just kind of like a backup. It's literally a backup, but it's more water there. So 6 liters on the field, 3 liters on my person. The back Velcros, this is one of the most important things. So if you're not paying attention, it sucks to suck, but these are the best things in the world. This is a Ziploc, bigger than my hopes, dreams, and future. I keep these in every bag that I bring. You can put anything in it. You can fit so many dumb in that bag. So that's the first thing. Hydration, then that big dumb bag. Opening up the main compartment here, I have, I don't know, let's find out. Got a waterproof bag, also cool. Got a black eye. All right. I honestly don't know what's in here, guys. Oh, yeah, I do. Rain gear. That makes sense. Poncho. I don't wear bottoms because I don't wear bottoms. But yeah, at least topside poncho. It's big enough that it'll fit over your plate carrier. So if you're just like stuck in like a sweet spot in the woods or whatever, you don't have to move, leave, or anything like that. Let's see. Extra set of gloves. Mechanics Impact, because I'm clumsy. Again, that's a second pair. I'll obviously already be wearing a pair of gloves because if you've been shot in the fingernail, you know what that feels like. Let's see. And again, this is just stuff that I might want at some point in the day before I leave the field for the end of the day, that I don't necessarily want to haul around on my person objective to objective. Headlamp. I already have a light in my boo-boo pouch as well as chem lights and all that stuff on my carrier. So here's the headlamp, because this bag will be carried to the field but left in whatever fob or our most forward objective, wherever my respawn is, basically, is where this bag's just going to chill, so I don't have to mess with it until I die. Extra grenade cores, because extra grenade cores. Grenades and cameras, those are both 2 of those things that I always bring with me and like never use. Snacks in a tin can that don't require a can opener, because I can literally tuck this in my channel or heat it up without making a huge fire or mess, or eat it cold because everything's already pre-cooked. And I don't need a can opener, which is cool.
Yeah, on that note, I love those. I always do the little raviolis, little can of Jeff Boyardee ravioli. Too. That's my jam.
Yep. Even the microwave ones, if you don't want to carry like a lot of weight, because a lot of like even small tin cans will add ounces. Those plastic ones, I think he's talking about, that you just microwave. Yep. They still have the same cat food top, so it's dope. And they're not calorie rich, but they're not.
They'll get you going.
Like,
they'll get you through.
Useless, but yeah, if you're having a bad time, especially if you're getting a headache or dehydrated, pop your ibuprofen, start sipping water, have a little snack, it'll bring you back. Sour Patch Kids, always Sour Patch Kids. It's just something that you can. Sounds weird, but something that's like maybe not a calorie sufficient snack, but just something in your mouth that you can still snack on even with a mouth guard in. Like, it's Sour Patch. You just literally, you can eat the squishy candy like a hard candy. Anyways, even when it's hot out, I always have, these are body warmers, but I also do the supersized hand warmers, which are in the other side, so that you know I'm not full of it. Just always good. Adds heat. You don't always need heat just to stay warm. It's good on like smaller algae boo-boos. Hand and face wipes, because I'm pretty sure you might blow your nose with Kleenex, but you're not wiping with it. It's terrible for septic. Some 3-in-1. This is not regular 3-in-1. This is silicone. Don't use gun oil on your airsoft guns. Silicone only. Let's see. Oh, I got this little key ring thing. This is where I keep extra grenade pins. Another flashlight, because why not have a flashlight on everything? Cleaning patches. Oh, that's another thing I didn't show you guys on my plate carrier. Let me double back to that real quick. Right here is my drag handle. Right inside of my drag handle, which I can still get to without taking this carrier off, is push rod, de-jamming rod. Very important. If you don't want to pack two, just pack the one that your rifle came with, because it'll fit through your pistol, I promise. Boo-boo pouch. Same as what's in my dangle, except this one has an emergency blanket, a couple emergency blankets, typical cold and flu stuff. Let's see, there's some extra ear pro and a chapstick, 2 chapsticks, one for my chapped lips and one for like slide rails on your gas blowback pistol, because it's just Vaseline. More burn gel, some first aid stuff, O-rings. They fit in this tiny bag so I can lose them. And random USB charging cables. And then, just for fun, because it sticks to everything, I recommend everybody get these. These are the bomb. Self-stick Velcro wraps. Come in all different colors. Get them. Buy them all. All right. I'm going to check questions before I go to the big bag, because my mouth is so dry. I got no questions. You got any questions? Anybody got any questions on your assault pack?
So just to be clear, guys, this assault pack is not to kind of differentiate between our plate carrier setup, your assault pack, and then like the bigger prep bags. This the plate carrier is what you carry on you. You want that to be as light as possible. Like, you don't want to carry any more than you need to. So like, you carry a little bit of snacks, right, a little bit of like bring your water, your essentials. But your assault pack is what you'll take out to your FOB or your spawn or whatever, and you leave that bag there. You won't carry that around. Like, I see a lot of people out there with big old backpacks, and they'll run the whole day with a big old backpack. Leave the backpack at the spawn, right, and just run a small pack on you. It'll give you, like, the lighter you get, the faster you'll be, and the less it's going to kick your butt after you're out there for a bunch of hours.
Plus, it will happen 100,000 times where either you'll be smart and just have your flat pack on your carrier, but like the other two guys running into the same doorway at the same time as you, so that you all three don't get shot, will have those collapsible like day packs on their plate carrier over top of it. And every single time, the backpack boys will get through that door and you'll die because they were too thick. But yeah, wear as little as you can. The only thing that goes on your plate carrier, your pockets, is what you would use in an hour or two. If you're not going to use it in an hour, or you're not going to use it until you have to poop, that goes in your day pack. Yep. If you're not going to use it until the sun goes down or the sun comes back up, that goes in your day pack. If you're not going to use it until the very next day, if you're not camping, then that goes in your 3-day, which is what's next. The less is more. Less is more as far as your plate carrier goes. You more experienced players already know this. It's fun to have a lot of Gucci gear, but it's not fun to wear it all at the same time. All right. This is your 3-day pack. Now, I don't even remember who makes this, but somebody does, because I have it and I didn't make it myself. All right, going back into more like just logistic stuff. More straps. It's alligator strap, little cinch strap, bendy bands, hair ties for my long hair boys. I feel it. Shears. I have a set of better shears in my boo-boo pouch. And then this is my first aid kit. There's enough in here for probably fire team. It's got all your good stuff, like all your good stuff. Let's see. We'll just go top down. So this essentially for this one, we're not camping. We're going to be in the mountains. Nobody knows what the weather's going to be, so we're not actually like pitching a tent or 2 or 4 or however many people, 16 people, however many tents you need. So this would be like literally just you're going on a trip. So I got like battery chargers in here, antiseptic spray. This is where my barrel cover is because this will already be open laying across the floor for everyone else that I room with to trip over. Extra goggles that'll actually end up in the day pack once I unpack at the room. Extra batteries, but not so many extra that they need to be on my person or even on the field. It's another big thing that you guys should be conscious of for these MILSIMs. Everything that makes noise is on a battery, including me. So like your radios, your red dots, your flashlights, your AEGs, everything. You need batteries for all of that. 1 is none and 2 is 1. You need multiples of everything, like flashlights, another flashlight. Team designation bands for things like our MILSIM light events, where we do have camo recommendations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how teams are going. Multiple earpieces and headsets. What else? Another battery charger, because how bad is that going to suck if we go all the way states away and I blow my battery charger? I got another one in here. Dean's adapters. These will actually go in my boo-boo pouch day of the event to go from Tamiya to Dean's and from Dean's to Tamiya. I don't recommend doing it, but if somebody on the field needs a battery, that's their gun. Let's see. That's it for that. More cotton swabs, more like cleaning swabs and stuff like that. I have too much stuff, guys. It's terrible. That side pocket's empty. Again, I just did this last night. So, air duster. Air duster's really cool, especially if you don't have lube or it's in just like a small spot where you don't want to tear everything apart. You can put the little straw on that and knock dust down and out, or at least out of the way of whatever it's messing with. Big pocket. Before that, goggles. Okay, big pocket. Small pocket inside is going to have like your waivers. What I always print 2. That way I have one in my little Velcro pocket or admin, so that they can find it on me, because typically they have emergency contact info. And then I have my one to turn in. I also, on my plate carrier, especially when you're too far from home for your family or somebody to be the ones to come get you, I always keep like an ice card, emergency contacts, known allergies, none, whatever. That's laminated and that sits in my admin pouch. Also a good idea. Let's see. I got a propane in here, but I'm not pulling that out. I don't have the table space. Adapters for the big bow fangs so that I can run them off rechargeable battery packs. A whole bunch of CO2 for the grenades I'll never use. A torch head for a propane camp tank. This has literally everything that you don't need on your person or necessarily until the worst case scenario goes into here. So like extra sidearm and their holsters and their magazines, extra holster for the primary you're actually using, extra knee pads, gloves, play card holder thing, which is super fun if you don't have a GPS arriving on time, rope, glove liners. Glove liners are really important in the winter. As well as if you have any known injuries or anything that you need stuff for. Like my elbows are bad because I'm old, so I got an elbow support tennis elbow band in there. Let's see. This one also has space for hydration pack, but I need 9 liters of Farva. But there is like, oh wow. In case I want to run an SMG, I got the Scorpion in there, apparently, from last Frozen Foot. And I'm just gonna dump all this onto me. This one here has just got probably more first aid stuff because I gotta fix everybody. Yep, more hot pads. This is where my map pocket is. This is the one I was telling you guys I usually have on my plate carrier because it comes out to like a true admin, like a tabletop. all kinds of neat stuff in there. And then the pouch behind it that it's mollied to, that's going to be all your tools and stuff. I'm not pulling everything out of here, but examples would be a double-ended brush for cleaning and maintenance, pliers, wire cutters, clippers, long and short of both Phillips and flathead, tiny shears, tiny screwdrivers, every Allen key or hex key that has ever been made forever. For your pistols, extra guide rods, and recoil springs, spacers if you guys are in the short stroke gang, extra light mounts, sight mounts, Teflon tape, pretty much anything that's going to rescue you if you do get a chance to go back to the car and fix your gun before the next scenario. That's it. But yeah, batteries for everything. Batteries for if you have goggles or an X-Fog. Batteries for your batteries. Chargers for any chargeable or rechargeable batteries. Teflon, especially if you're on HPA, thread lock. I keep that stuff with me. Just pretty much anything that can go wrong, you put in there without getting too crazy. I hate that you're muted the entire time I talk.
I'm not muted. I'm just.
Oh, you're just really quiet.
Yeah, no,
But yeah, that's everything. I'll sometimes bring an extra plate carrier, but that's more or less like when it's something longer than a day. Like when we go to down to this thing in Brushy, and of course, like Shattered Union, even that's a 24-hour event, but you're not going to sleep or overnight in between any of those hours. For those, I would bring another plate carrier, but I'm not doing that this time. Everything I'm running is M4, so I don't need any extra mag pouches of a different variety or stick mag pouches or anything like that. No stick bug pouches. No stick bug pouches or patches. But Ear Pro. Ear Pro is a good one. Lots of foamies. Lens wipes are cool. These are more creature comfort things that you don't need. USB multi-tap. Everybody has battery packs like these. If you don't, you should. It's like one of the best investments ever. But yeah, most of them have one or two outlets. This one gives it 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Oh.
4 of them. Baller. Anti-fog stuff that doesn't work. But yeah, snacks. If you got time to plan for your event and buy stuff or send people to the store ahead of time for the event, get them good snacks. Get something that's going to do something for you. Be conscious of the things that you react to.
Landon asked, as far as clothing goes, will a pair of Nomex work? I don't know what Nomex is.
Nomex is going to be a fire retardant or more like a base layer. What are you wearing that's Nomex? Where's he commenting?
Facebook.
Nomex is like the hoods. Why am I not getting these? Oh, because I'm still in the reply window. All right, hold on. As far as clothing goes, well, a pair of Nomex. Nomex tops, Nomex bottoms, Nomex hood. I just don't know the... As in, the only Nomex I know of is that you would wear all over your body would be like the fire retardant, melt proof that you would wear under your BDUs before they started making drip proof and fire retardant.
He said like
BDUs.
a jumpsuit.
Like a jumpsuit? Yeah, jumpsuit counts.
I mean, honestly, in airsoft, you wear whatever you feel like wearing. Like,
yeah, you can literally. It's LARPing, dude. You can whatever you want.
As long as it conforms to whatever the qualifications are for the event you're going to. So, like, if it's an open play,
as long as you're meeting those uniform guidelines.
I mean, we've had people show up in like animal costumes at our open plays before. So, like, open play, whatever floats your goat. Is cool for those.
Yeah, open plays you're getting team designated anyways.
Yeah.
The MILSIM light events we put out, like obviously it's like most other things, it's green versus tan.
Right.
But again, like some people don't have or don't bring or whatever the case is, we still end up taping people. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really matter if you can't wear it.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But
and then you have like
stuff.
For events like our Shattered Union, when we release the player packet for that, it'll have a list of specific camouflages that are allowed, and that's just more of a immersion factor.
There's always gray areas. Everybody finds them.
Yeah, so we do require for that event, but the rest of our events are pretty chill. Like our cartel one, we do Hawaiian cartel versus military, so to be like Hawaiian shirts and civilian clothes
Hawaiian
versus
print,
military
civilian attire. Yeah,
versus any of the military camouflages typically.
And that's when it's fun. Seeing people that aren't used to wearing their kit, wearing their kit in civilian clothes, because that's a whole new nightmare, guys. Let me tell you. I'm responding to Matt here.
Just at the end of our time slot, so we'll leave the rest of this open for questions. Brent asked, will a 3,000 count of BBs be enough? That is all dependent on you. For me, I'll go through 1,000 BBs, but then if you run an LMG, some people will go through 5,000-6,000 BBs. So it really depends on you and how much you're planning on shooting. 3,000 is generally.
We'll say you'll go through
for frozen feet.
That's
I'd
say
I'm sure that's going to be plenty. We'll have about it ends up being 4 hours or so, 3 or 4 hours, something like that of gameplay. 4 hours of actual gameplay. So if any of you have any questions about frozen feet, I'm going to post here again the player packet. That's got the full schedule as well as some the nitty gritty details that you might be interested in knowing about. So check out that player packet, and it should hopefully answer a lot of your questions there.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else?
Keep the questions coming if anybody has any questions.
Depends on how trigger happy you are. Another thing that comes into play with how many BBs will I need for this event. Open play has different fire selection rules and guidelines than the MILSIM events. Especially when you're going to these national MILSIM events, unless you're SMG class under a Joule or a designated known LMG platform, you're in semi only. So you're going to be using a lot fewer BBs, especially like this one. There are no on the field reloading. There's no on the field reloading. So you're going to be in the back of your head oh man, I got to make this ammo last. I don't know when I'm leaving the field. So things like that will down your BB count, or at least make you a little more conscious so you're not just dumping crazy BBs. What else? Yeah, open plays, you might go through the same, if not more, as a MILSIM.
Brent asks, which loadouts
do you recommend for...
Again,
wow.
I mean, you can kind of use...
It depends on what you're running.
What we talked. It's so... And that's why, my loadout is so much different than Houston's loadout, and it all depends on what you do. For me, I sneak around, so I generally carry a little bit lighter of a kit because I want to be able to be more mobile. Houston's old. He's not going to be mobile anyway, so he might as well carry a lot. And so it really depends on how you run. Brent... I don't know, if you haven't been to a lot of events, the best thing to do is just get out there and play, and then you'll kind of learn what you need, what you will want to play, and then how you're what kind of play style you are. You may be the guy who runs into the middle of everything every time and does a lot of shooting. You may be a saw gunner, or you may be like me and I kind of skirt around and I'll take only certain selected shots throughout the game. So you just have to learn your gameplay.
You'll be like Squirrel and hide behind a tree, or you'll be like me and hide behind a different tree and cry about how your knees hurt. And somebody asked, is it Parker, how many batteries or AEGs should you bring for a couple of hours? If you're just doing an open play, like a regular open play, not a MILSIM or whatever.
2.
If you're running NIMS or whatever, bring 2. Always bring 2, because you might not know for sure if your charger's telling you the truth.
Right.
It'll say your battery's charged, but even if you have a loose connection to your charger, it'll say your battery's charged. So always bring 2. As far as the MILSIMs and stuff, we got into that conversation a little earlier before the show, during the day today. it all depends on what your playstyle is and what you're shooting and what the batteries are. I am going to Brushy, which is a full day. I'm bringing 4 11-1 lipos and 4 9.6 NIMS. So
different
without
guns
getting way too into it, it's not a battery episode, but if you get your size battery that your gun says it requires, or whatever that you're running in your battery, your MAH is going to basically convert to how many shots you get on that battery or how long you get to play on that battery charge.
And that's so when people come into the store and ask, typically my recommendation is first buy the biggest battery that your gun that will fit inside of your gun. So if you have a crane stock, get the nunchuck batteries. You can even get the triple nunchucks that have 3 segments and get over 2,000 milliamp. But you want the biggest battery that will fit in.
And that's a whole day.
Yeah, like I run...
aside from failure or something or playing in the cold, you got 2,000. That's an open play. Yeah. That's one battery on the open play. You still want to.
And again, it really depends on the player. Like I run a 2,500 milliamp Titan stick battery nunchuck battery, fits in my crane stock. I will use that battery for probably 3 or 4 open plays before I will recharge it. But I don't shoot that much. At an open play, I may go through 1,000
I lived through the Great Depression, and I charge my batteries if they look at me wrong. So.
Airlocks over on YouTube asks, also for open plays this year, do you plan on playing 6 games or 8 games most days? Last year I found we were only allowed 6 games.
As many as possible.
Like if you noticed last year, we really focused on keeping the games going. So as long as we can keep people rolling, we keep rolling. We don't have a set amount of games because we do shorter games and longer games. So it just kind of depends on the day, but. So
different scenarios are over quicker just because.
As long as the crowds are cooperating with us and getting moving, we keep on them and keep giving them reminders and stuff. But ultimately, we can't force people to get on the trailer or get staged. But we do try to keep it going as much as possible.
If you come in a group. You can be the best motivator in the world. This is how you get back into gameplays quick. You ready? When you come back to staging, if you're going to pee, go pee. Then reload. That way you're ready, no matter what. If you're in a group, get your group on that same timeline, because the quicker everybody's all reloaded and everything, because we got to come back to staging for reloads, especially on open plays and stuff like that, because it's just understood. You're going to play 1, maybe 2 games, depending on their length, and then, hey, man, I'm out of BBs. Can't play without BBs, so we go back to staging. As long as you keep up that momentum in staging, we'll get into more and more and more games.
Yep.
I want to play all of them.
However many games we have, relies on you guys getting moving. Joe asked, when is the next open play? So we do have Operation Frozen Feet coming up on next Saturday on the 20th. That is a mini MILSIM, a MILSIM Light event. Our first open play of the season. So we are going to be off all of March, and then because we're going to be doing a lot of building, plus we're going to be traveling to an out-of-state event. So our first opening day for the field for our new season is the first Saturday in April. From that point on, it's April 3rd. From that point on, we'll be running first and third Saturdays of every month. The first Saturday of each month will be a standard open play. The third Saturday of each month will be our late play, which will start at noon or noon, I think.
Something that allows us to play into the dark.
Yeah, if you go onto our to our website, you can, or on Facebook, you can see our full schedule for the year. They're all on there. Brent asked how respawns work for Frozen Feet. Frozen Feet, we typically have
the player pack.
Yes, it is in the player pack, I think. You know what? I don't know that it is actually. No.
Oh, my bad, Brent.
Typically, that's in the player pack, but we hadn't nailed down exactly how we're going to do it. But the way that works with that one, we'll announce per game, but it will be a medic-based system. So there'll be medics assigned per however many people, and then if you don't get medicked within 2 minutes, then you'll bleed out back to your spawn, and the respawn
Yeah,
from
you
there.
just basically take the sad stroll, go back to your spawn, which is great because it gets you a breather and you can sip water.
Airlocks asks how late the bachelor party game is running. We are going to run that until just before dark, so it's going to run for
Tater, what's up?
a few hours. I think we're looking at somewhere between 6 and 7 is what it'll be. So if you guys are looking for a sneak peek of the field and you are over 18, we are hosting a bachelor party for
Over
somebody.
18.
Yeah, it has to be over 18. Just it's per request of the bachelor. They are renting the field out, but it'll be you can be one of the first people to get a sneak peek at the new field setup. We'll have all of our new construction done by then, so it'll be pretty cool for you guys who want to come. Check out our Discord if you would like the link for that. James,
Stickbug, I can program your Balefang there. I can put your channels in at Frozen Feet. I can do it for you.
There you go.
It won't be programming your radio. Like it's not going to say anything cheeky when you turn on your radio or anything, but I can put your channels in for your squad, your team, or command, or whatever before Frozen Foot for you. Just come see me.
The frequencies are in the player packet.
To Frozen. Yeah.
So if
then there you go.
If you do have a Balefang radio that's not programmed, if you look at the player packet, it has the full frequency chart for the day, so you can just key it in frequency mode and be good to go.
Yep. Calling for medic. Yeah, if you're hit, dead man don't talk. So if you're hit, you basically put your hand up, put your dead rag out. Hit, or whatever it is that you want to say that is PG, and you can call for medic. That's it. You can't say or signal in any other way.
Don't nod. Don't sit.
Don't nod. Don't point. Do one of these that way.
There are a lot
cool.
of.
It's not fun.
There are a lot of players who, and I can say this because it's me often, will go way out of their way to try to sneak around the field and will put a lot of
Flanks
effort into, sneaking up on people. And then I go to shoot somebody and then they whisper or signal to their buddy where I am and then they shoot me. So you can call for a medic, but that is all that you can call for. Can we play some games with dedicated medics? Frozen Feet has dedicated medics, and all of our MILSIMs also have dedicated medics. Open plays typically do not, but all of our MILSIMs, including Frozen Feet,
it's usually buddy aid. Open feet, open toes. Open play is usually buddy aid and with a bleed out,
or just a respawn.
So it's not like somebody's or just instant respawn. But yeah, for
we'll take
the
a couple
MILSIM events. Oh, here we go.
Give a couple more minutes here for questions for everybody. Give a couple more questions. Full auto for open plays.
Full auto for open plays. I think it's actually lower than that. I'm not sure. I don't remember our DMR class anymore. For full auto, I think it's lower than 1.7 actually.
If you go to theairsoftden.com and go to our rules page, it's got all that details on there. But it is 1.7 is the upper limit for the field class. Anything over that semi-auto. And if you are trying to go into the DMR class, it has to be an approved semi-auto locked AEG, and it has to be locked to semi-auto. It has to be a DMR. It has to be a DMR replica as well. You can't just use a M4 that's shooting hot. At or under 1.9. I think 1.9 is the cap for DMR for sniper. Any more questions before we wrap it up, guys? As always, subscribe. Yeah. Hit up Facebook. If you're not, if you can't remember all the websites, they can all be found on the Facebook with direct links.
Player packs are always on both. You can still always get everything through the Facebook. And then, of course, Discord.
Best
Hey,
place
there you go. There's the Discord.
to stay up to date, guys, is hop on the Discord. It's free. It's easy to sign up
Love you
for. And we post all of our events on there. You can get
Non-stop, all the time.
all the news, details. You can have input into events. We like post polls and questions, and you can get tips and ask questions.
Meme channel fire.
You can find somebody to repair your gun. You can buy and sell guns. It's a really great place. So make sure y'all
Replicas.
Yes,
You can buy and sell airsoft guns.
Don't demonetize this YouTube, even though we're not monetizing anyway because we're tiny.
Tiny,
Anyway,
so tiny.
Yes, but
Anyways,
thank y'all for joining.
Balkan.com.
And
Scott Den,
the
that's
Airsoft
Scott
Den.
L10.
The
And the
Airsoft
Airsoft
Den.
Den sells them too.
Yes, and we sell them better because we're the field store.
Hold on, I gotta make sure. Is that working? Is that working? Working?
Brent, yes, we have an area where a chrono area. We'll have it set up. We have a little tent in a chrono, so you can check them out over there at the event. You'll find it there. So, hope to see you guys all out there on the 20th for Frozen Feet.
It'll be
if
fun.
you were at the last
Watch
one,
the weather. Watch the Discord. Dress appropriate.
if you were at the last one, it'll be we're gonna run some similar games. We're gonna tweak things a little bit. If you're not aware, Frozen Feet is our mini MILSIM series, and we kind of trial some things that we're gonna use in. bless me.
Gross. I mean,
We'll trial some things at those events that we're gonna try throughout the event there. So make sure you come out and check that out. And we'll be doing another show here in 2 weeks. That'll be the 27th, and we'll be covering comms. So talk about radios, talk about
you'll be covering comms.
headsets, all that cool stuff. So we might get W on for that one because he's a comms
There you
nerd
go.
like
Get
me,
somebody
too.
with a working laptop because you guys can get into Chirp as well.
Yep. So yeah, make sure
That's
you
another
guys
thing.
all
Get on
pop
Chirp.
on.
Download it. It's free.
Like I said, watch out for the Discord. We also do take suggestions and stuff for what you'd like to see in future episodes. So make sure to hop on there. But until then, thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you out there soon. Bye, everybody.